Okay, now it's recording.
¿Tú está bien?
Sí.
¿Y eso se lo estamos viendo? Para ver.
Sí. ¿Hay algo que quieres decir de Lynn? Y ven, gente acá. ¿Hay algo que quieres decir de Lynn?
¿No? Sí, no, sí, yo solamente doy la palabra.
Está recording.
¿Estás grabando? No. Ya digo cuando empiezo.
Ya empezó.
Bueno, mi experiencia es una experiencia singular porque conocí a Lynn y solamente me bastó verla una sola vez para poder reconocer en ella una persona muy amable. Me trató con mucha cortesía, con mucha educación y me hizo sentir muy confortable. Pero puedo darme cuenta a través de este selecto grupo de amistades que tiene, que es una persona que convocó y que aglutinó muchos amores y muchos cariños de sus amigos, familiares y principalmente de su esposo, que es evidente que la amó y la ama mucho.
Gracias.
No, no, porque ellos van a tener que decirlo acá adelante, seguro.
Bueno, a las 3 va a ser un poco más formal. Ahorita es un poco como, si quieren hablar y va a ser mejor con el Zoom. Algunos entrando y después se puede upload.
Yo reconocer las manos, el trabajo con las manos.
Bueno, todavía está grabando. Está grabando todo. Sí. No, yo no sé qué va a pasar. Eso lo sé. Si quieren decir algo.
Pregúntale a Paul si le parece bien. Aunque ellos van a decir algo.
I can go over there if you'd like. Okay. Okay.
I think I met your
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you And we can go a little over here so we can get your face in it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Godsend. I met her in 1984 at a job. We both bonded because we both hated the owner of the deli we worked at. And she was amazing. I've known her before she met Paul. And I remember my family. So I've had a lot of, she's, I really keep here today. I've been here all week. And I keep waiting for her to come around the corner, and laugh. She had the best laugh. She's very special. I had 2 limbs in my life. And when I had the 2 limbs, I was always the happiest, and we all got along very well. And I just wanted to share. I have so many memories with Lynn and Paul, and she is very missed. Okay, thank you.
It's recording on Zoom, so we'll just get it back. Yeah.
Or you are, it's not just that's the number here.
Oh, no, that's not. Listen.
Not the way of your work. You know, most involvement in the activities. Sixty-one. I know. Sorry. Mostly spend time skating off the best of the day. Like stay home. All right.
Hello.
Hello. Good point. Yeah. Yeah. You know, short. I do that. So, yeah. Nobody asked. Okay. Yeah. Yes. I'm busy today. I gotta go to the bank. Yeah, it's ATM. So they shot in the morning. So yeah. It'd be good to have.
Well, we have this.
That's true. Right. Friday night, after car, ready to go. Let's go. Sunday. Oh. Me too.
knows who I am, but she just. She wanted that. They wanted to do we have. I made her and a new budget thing, and our son's ready to go.
The more formal section of the of Lynn's memorial will begin at 3 p.m. So right now I'm just going around and bringing the camera to anyone who wants to speak. But since right now everyone's eating, there's not really much going on, but at 3 there will be a more formal speaking about what Lynn has meant to you and how she has impacted your life. So stay tuned for that, but I will be trying to pass around. Yeah. Yeah.
And she was out there. They're all joy. Just have been. Yeah. Would you do that? Do that. Yeah. Really good. Very nice. Yeah, so it's really nice. She told us in the studio, and I was in French class. We're going to sit down. I will. So they want to rent first. I could almost put that, so I would like to buy. She owns. It was great as a. It's not, like, to me, it felt really. It was like, we were trying to. I used to be proud to a lot of people. So it just seems so noisy, crowded, but it's not what it was. It tastes. Oh, I see. I did that. Very rich. I said before, street fish, you know. So I was. It's really precious. I was like, the big library there. I couldn't, but again, I don't really mind, but I really like this place was. Go 2 minutes. Yeah, we would invest in mine. Then was by a place where I was for the children. Very nice area. We just block by block. We made it a place on the block, 2 blocks away. Two even on the points of you know, and then 1 block over. It's all the I live
Perdón.
Sí, pero ya no empezó, ya le llamé, pero ahorita está en el.
Ok, ya. ¿Tu nombre es Diana?
Diana.
Diana. Usted es una persona muy amable. Y oye, no te das problemas, podía hablar español.
Okay. Feel free to wander around. Okay. So I finished I just let your mom in, but then I lost the screen that showed the video. How do I get that back? Oh, you got, okay.
Yeah, so they can still see.
I was afraid.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay, so then I moved it so that people can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. I think we just get there so we can see what's going on. See, so more people, you have to admit people, right? Yeah. All right, so I've just been letting.
Just to make sure.
Her name was Naomi.
No, no.
Oh, no, she had a different.
Okay.
I know you go.
Hi, everyone.
And she lived in Berkeley City. I'm upset. I'm gonna get one more snack and then I will have to go work it out. And are you driving back?
I used to live next door to Paul and Lynn, my parents' home. Dawn and Ginger were my parents.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, my name's Barbara. I live up in Grants Pass now.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so the more formal part of the event starts at around 3, when we're all going to gather and like share how we knew Lynn and
Right.
so right now everyone's eating, so I didn't want to bring the camera to their faces.
No. Is Paul, I have another meeting to go to at 3:00, so I don't mean to interrupt what the process is, but I won't be able to stay for that portion of it,
I can pass him to you.
just to,
So this is
thank you.
Diane was sorry about that.
Although I didn't.
Aw,
I feel so bad.
They're much.
She wanted to say hi, 'cause she has a meeting to go to at 3.
hi, Paul. Hi. Beautiful day, huh?
Yeah. So, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
I said, we got your new tenant in your house.
There's new people.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi.
That's your new house person.
Good to see you.
Likewise, I'm glad it's working.
Yeah. I have a meeting at 3, so I won't be staying on, but I wanted to pop on just for a few minutes.
Okay. Likewise. So.
All the people I don't know, and I remember how wonderful Lynn was to include mom and dad always.
All the
Her
time, they're
events.
so cool.
Yeah. And then me, you inherited me.
Or, you guys said it when it was smile, I figured it would be tonight.
Yeah.
You know,
I couldn't deny a smile like yours.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah. So how's your husband?
Huh?
How's your husband?
How's my husband? I'll take you to him. I have a computer. Here he is.
Looks like you're rolling.
Oh, I know. There he is.
Hi, Paul.
Hey,
Good to see you outside there.
And there they are.
You know what?
So we're doing pretty good. Wonderful to see so many people joining you today.
yeah, I think it's really a lot for me.
Yes.
It's pretty nice.
Well,
For you, yeah.
There. Little uneven here.
Okay. I'll let you guys go.
Okay, Paul.
Okay,
Take care.
Paul.
We love you.
Love you.
You too.
Enjoy.
What are you rolling around on?
I'm wiggling around. Yeah, this is my house.
You have a chair?
Huh?
Are you walking?
I'm walking with my laptop. This is my desk area.
Okay,
My Zoom room.
gotcha. Okay,
I'll come see you soon, okay?
you do.
All right.
I'm seeing possession of the middle of July.
Okay.
So I'll probably sell this by December.
Okay.
Yeah. If you come before you, I've got food for you.
You had to take
I'll come before then.
yes. You had to take
Okay.
none of it.
All right, sweetie.
Very good.
Partially,
Bye.
partially developed, frontal lobes. We're not gonna touch them. So we made a deal that we would dock every night. We would
Yeah.
peel for the sides.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, that view.
yeah.
Beautiful. I'm gonna leave. Thank you so much.
It was so great to meet you.
Okay, have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Mas eu não tô com vídeo, não.
Hello, everyone. My name is Millie. I'm in charge of the Zoom today. Right now, it's kind of an informal section of Lynn's memorial, so everyone's just kind of everywhere in their house right now. And so they will start in like a little bit, at around 3. And they will like talk about how they knew Lynn, and you're all welcome to join as well, just how you know Lynn, how she impacted your life. So I would just leave the Zoom like here. And just let me know if you have any questions. I'll still be here.
Hi, Millie. My name is Margaret. What time is it there? I am in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well,
And
right now,
it's
yeah, that makes
It's-
sense. Right now it is 2:27 PST. So
Okay.
I guess to make it easier, it will begin in around 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Say hi.
Hey,
Hi, Paul. Oh, no, that's David.
Let me see if I
hey,
can.
how you doing?
I'm
Can we
doing
talk to each other?
Yeah, you
Will
can
it,
talk
will
to
the
each other.
host let us talk to each other, Margaret?
course.
Hey, okay.
Jim,
Love to see you.
Put on the lights. Yes, we are in Trinidad, David. We
Ah,
visited my sister.
Congratulations, wonderful.
My
Aí já
mom.
chega.
Hey, Jim. Hey, Jim.
How you doing, buddy?
Já reparou?
Ah, all right.
Ele já entrou fazendo.
I think I'm hearing Anna Lou on the line too.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
there.
do.
I see her name down there and I heard her voice. I heard somebody speaking Portuguese to somebody else. That must have been her at home.
Yes, Annaloo's iPhone. I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, how is your family, David?
Well, we're in all these, we're handling all these modern fads. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I got dengue.
Oh,
And
no.
And then last week I got COVID. So there's Paul. I think he's probably not listening. She's just showing us around. Ah, neat.
Okay.
I'm just showing
Oh,
you
so
around.
now do
Oh,
you
there's Analu.
Hello.
How are you? I don't think you will remember me.
I remember you from
Oh,
Washington.
you do?
Yeah.
From
How
Lacey.
are
You're
you?
in Florida, aren't you?
Yes.
And so am I. We must get together sometime.
I've been
Oh,
waiting for
really?
this to happen. Analu and Margaret to get together in Florida. I mean, it's not Texas or something.
Oh God, David, is it only you who have COVID?
No, I think Gisela is getting it now. Gisela at least did not get dengue, but after I got dengue, I think I managed to be hospitalized for a week. And but I was already okay. It was just the platelet count was way down. So they said, "You're in, stay here."
My goodness. Oh
And
my.
I did. I was disciplined. And
You needed to.
yeah, I guess I needed it. And so I just sat back for a week. And then at the end of the week, when the count was already going up, I started coughing a bit, and the doctor said, have you had COVID? No, but I've had all 2 shots and 2 boosters but no, but I haven't had it. Said, maybe it's your turn. And it was. So you got a test done. And so I was kind of out of it for a day, feeling very weak, but today I'm already better. I feel washing dishes and all that stuff.
Yeah, you sound a little your breath is a little bit heavy.
Could be. But I'm getting my ideas across, aren't I?
Yes, perfectly.
All right.
So Gisela didn't get it, but you said she
No,
might be
Gisela,
starting.
she's getting tired and she thinks she may be getting it.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So, but I think she'll be, but she, even so, she went out to do some grocery shopping. Yesterday, until yesterday, she spent a whole week doing everything for me, and she was with me in the hospital and everything. I think we're going to turn the I hope not, but I'm ready to turn the tables now. If
Okay.
if that's what happens.
Okay, good. Now, Analu needs, and I need to get together sometime when I'm back in Florida. Would be after September, because when I go back, it's just for about 3.5 weeks before we go to Europe for a couple months.
Uh-huh. Where
And which
are you
city?
exactly living in Florida? What city? Yeah.
Port St. Lucie, north of
Okay.
you. You're in Boynton Beach, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
But
about an hour
it's not
from you.
far.
No,
Yeah.
it's not that far. It's
No.
north of you
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Maybe an hour.
and
Yeah.
or less. I go
Yeah.
through Boynton Beach when I go. My son lives in Delray Beach.
Okay, which is pretty close.
They're
Yes.
neighbors. Yeah.
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 I only know these places on the map. I visited Honolulu and Fort Lauderdale, but the other places I only know on the map.
Well, you're very good. You know the map pretty well. Now, you've never met my sister Cheryl Ann.
Please. What a pleasure, Cheryl Ann.
Thank you.
Okay. And to meet you all at home in Trinidad.
In Trinidad, yes. He's
What
in
an
Brazil.
honor.
Oh, nice.
What an honor. Yeah.
Well, I've heard about you and I've heard a lot about
Vovô. Ela reconhece.
I had the honor of meeting Lynn and Paul. So, you know,
Uh-huh.
Vovô.
yes,
How's
Quer ver?
it was nice on 2 occasions. Yeah.
Quer falar oi?
Right. Analu is getting her daughter to trip in. That's my
Vovô.
granddaughter, Sarah.
Great.
There
Vovô.
she is.
Ooh,
That's Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Say hi.
Vovô here. Vovô
Hi.
is grandpa in Portuguese in Brazil. Vovô, that's me.
I believe it's in Portuguese in Portugal too.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll find out from Sammy when, gonna let him know.
I'm trying to
I sent Sammy the password when it finally came through too. So maybe he might be checking, he might be getting in soon. And I believe Camila, I saw some activity on a family Zap WhatsApps group.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
everybody's
Vovô.
got the
He's
Every-
calling him.
yeah. Vovô.
É.
Yeah.
A Camila tá me ligando.
Just yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
I have
feel
somebody
free.
calling me, but I'll come back.
All
Okay.
right. All right. Go ahead. Take care of business.
Well, we want to be sure that other people have time to be on the Zoom call.
Yeah. I think we just took over, didn't we? I think it says there are 6 participants. So
Yes.
let me see in the view. I put it on gallery and we can see others
Paul,
who are on
David,
here. We've got their good friend Milagros
Yes.
from down South Bay and Yuko, whom I haven't met yet.
I don't know. I heard of Milagros, but not Yuko.
Uh-huh.
They're both silent, so they're probably waiting.
Okay.
Red means
Yeah,
that they
whatever. They can feel
left
free.
for a little while.
Paul's has said wonderful things about Milagros, I've heard.
Okay.
They're close.
Yes.
So, and her husband.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's great.
Yeah.
And so you guys are spending time in Trinidad. What do you do when you go
Well-
to the beach, or you just have we don't have any beaches where I live now. Right? Everybody has beaches except me.
Uh-oh. Well, we went to the beach once, but I actually, we came down for my uncle's 96th birthday,
Wow.
May 21st.
Not
And
long ago. Mhm.
right, and my mom is turning 90 on June 16th.
Uh-huh. Right.
So it doesn't make sense going home to come back.
Right. Right. June
So we-
16th, that was special for our family. Mom and Dad's wedding day.
Oh,
their
their
wedding
wedding
anniversary.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's so many dates and so many people's lives that you can't remember everything.
Very
on.
true.
Come on.
Very true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are staying for that, and she wants a party. So her daughters have gotten together and planned her a party,
Uh-huh.
mainly family, but she will have, let's say, she will have about 38 guests.
Uh-huh. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So
That's a-
her wish is gonna come true.
All right. All right. Yeah, I'm already starting to make some wishes, not concrete plans, but some thinking about what I'm gonna do on my 100th anniversary. So
You are right. You need to plan.
I don't even know where it'll be, if it'll be here or what, but it may well be here. We've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
No, nothing pulling us away, but we think that there's a chance we're thinking of going up and spending a little time with Paul.
Oh,
So
that would be
might be
nice.
showing up there sometime in the next
Very
year or something.
good.
Let's see.
Very
So
good.
here's Milagros just came in on the chat and said, I'm glad to see you all, but excuse me, because I'm working, because Millie, my
Oh.
daughter, she is representing me. Okay, so she's got her daughter there in person probably, and just tuning in with her video off because she's working
Okay.
someplace else. So
All
that's
right.
fine. Welcome,
So-
Milagros. I'm taking over as host.
Yeah, but you're
That
doing
wasn't
a
the
fine
idea.
job.
That was not the idea. I'm supposed to be one among many being shown around Paul's house.
Yes.
I think they've got some things planned, some kind of organization planned for
For
people to be
later.
able to speak, and a memorial thing for Lynn.
Yes, she was presenting that when you came in, and then she was explaining that it's gonna start like in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
20
my dad came in, and then when you started
Okay.
talking, but she went back there. But she said it's gonna start in around 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Right.
Who said it? No, yes, Millie. Now,
Uh-huh.
Millie is not Milagros' daughter, is she?
Não, fica, desliga, não tem.
Yes, I think so. I think that's what she said in the chat. That she said, I am Milagros and I'm glad to see you all. Excuse me, because I'm working, but Millie is my daughter and she is
Oh.
representing me. So I think Millie,
Okay.
Milagros' daughter, maybe Milagros as well, but known as Millie, and is actually physically present at Paul's house.
Mhm. Yeah. Wow, this is very clear and good.
Yeah, the connection is great, and
Yeah.
I mean, some of us, like me and Analu, we work a lot online, so we've got we've invested in good connections, but that's very good, a tip of the hat to Trinidad and Tobago to have such good connections available for people.
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy, please. You deserve it. Yeah. Because
We
you
have
think of
over the
the
world.
Carib, what's that?
We have, you hold it down, Marcus.
Oh, I'm
We
trying.
have conferences all over the world. I mean, we go on bring, just now I'll bring it. We have this same kind of Zoom call for
Yeah.
most things, etc. And it's international and Rotary international calls, everything. And it's
Yeah. Uh-huh. I did some interpreting for a Rotary group
Oh,
in
nice.
Brazil a year ago over it. I think it was already during the
Fantastic.
pandemic. So they were doing remote things and they had
Mhm.
some couple of speakers from the US at a big meeting they were having here in Brazil, everybody at home. But I ended up interpreting for them. That was interesting. And but I do a lot of interpreting. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be online. It's an IMF is doing a consulting technical assistance mission to Angola, but nobody actually flew there. They're spread around in different places in the United States, and doing 2 interpreters here in Brasilia, and special experts in different places. And so I'll be online interpreting in the conversation between the people mainly in Washington and in Luanda.
Okay.
So,
Fantastic.
so we do a lot, and that's how I got I don't not generally use my headphone and everything, because people you're communicating very well just with whatever mics you're using. But for us, it has to be 100%, and so, and also for me to hear perfectly well. I can understand a
trying to
lot
do a
more with
different
good
setup
headphones.
because I'm not home.
Uh-huh.
That's a four. You have to have it.
Ah, that's a nice picture you're showing now.
What picture is that?
That's
I
my
guess
new-
it's a picture of a lake someplace. I don't know, but it just,
Yeah.
Okay. You have to bring it.
No,
and there is Sarah.
just a
Oi,
minute.
Sarah. Oi, Sarah. Vovô te ama.
But we have to sit up.
I'm good. I'm good.
Ah, vovô. Vovô.
Oh, she is a sweetheart.
Fala, vovô. Ô, vovô. Você não estava falando?
Vovô.
Vovô.
Vovô. É, vovô.
Vovô.
Papai.
Agora papai.
Papai, Odival.
How old
É,
is she now?
Is 1 year and 8 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It'll be 2 in October.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I get that she keeps you busy.
Oh, yes, all day long. I might have to go out and walk a little bit with her, because during this time we go out. Sometimes she meets some friends in the playground. But I will keep connected, and
Hey,
then
look.
I might go.
Take off my headphone.
Hi, how are you?
Turn up
Yeah.
the-
Giselle, I remember.
Because he has a faded background, she's fading out too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I can do that. I can take care of that. Yeah, I generally do that because it's just less distracting. People can focus on me.
The cat?
But let me see. If I just,
How are you
Yeah.
feeling, Gisela?
okay.
I'm
That was
fine,
easy.
I'm fine, Margaret. I'm doing okay. Miss you so much.
just got-
Oh, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. I hope to visit Brasilia one day. I don't know
Yeah.
when.
Yeah.
I see Samuel is coming in. He got himself online. You know, Samuel is living in Portugal now.
Yes, I know. Remember the last time I called and Sammy was in Brazil at home with you.
Visiting, yeah, it was
Yeah.
visiting. Yeah, right.
School was on vacation or something and COVID was raging in Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he can,
I'll have just excuse myself. 'Cause
let her
I
get
just-
home.
Yeah.
She just came in from the street.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Probably she'll be around. All right, now you can see my office. I forgot that I just have, I mean, when I'm interpreting, which is what I mainly do Zoom things on, you want to just have a very bland, most of the time we're off. I always say that with remote interpreting, it's a new profession. It's a new skill and everything. I say
Yeah.
that the remote interpreters are the opposites of German kids. You know, German kids are, they say the kids are to be seen and not heard. And so the interpreters is the other way around. Interpreters are to be heard and not seen.
Not seen.
Right.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
So, and when we
This is
are
what-
seen, when we do come on at the beginning or end or whatever, just for bureaucratic with the organizers, you don't need to show everything about, although the background here in my office, this is just an office room here. It's not
Good.
very messy right now, fortunately, so nothing to be embarrassed about, I guess.
No, it's good.
It's good.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you and Gisela, you both look well. And
Thank you for noticing. And we, at least we're looking well. No, we're feeling
Yeah.
well. We're feeling well today.
yeah,
Good.
Sammy came on and said hi to everyone.
Uh-huh.
I'm not seeing him though. His camera is off.
Yeah, Sammy is there. His camera is off. It only has his picture next to all his law books, right? I think he took that picture in the library, though. It's probably not his room. But,
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
but he'll get on. And I have a feeling that Camila may be coming in at some point too. But since we have the whole afternoon and lots of time.
Yeah, Camila actually tried to go in earlier and then she didn't have the password and now she's not able to come in.
She's
At
been-
least not right
yeah.
now. She said she
Oh.
has her kids and they had to go out, something like that. So she'll try to come in again, but she's not sure.
Right, right.
And
That
I'm
happens.
gonna be around walking with Sarah a little bit. I might turn off the camera and the audio, but I'll be here. And then when things are happening, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Botar o teste para poder sair. Vamos. Vai, filha, ó. Papai tá ficando pronto. Vou sair.
It's a lot of noise around.
Analu, your microphone is very good. So maybe you
Yes,
should
it-
mute it. Maybe you should mute it when,
I will.
when there's noise
That's-
going on.
Yeah, that's too much going on.
But the great mic. So what? Well, I hope Paul is having a good time. It looked like there was a fair amount of company around already where he was sitting out there, but
Sammy, we're not hearing you. Your mic is off.
you know what? The mic is off. Uh-huh. Hang on. Hang on.
It was Sammy. Sammy is
Oh,
cool.
Sammy's, yeah,
Yes.
Sammy's microphone. I thought you
Yeah.
were saying my microphone was off. Could you hear me?
No,
when I
hearing
was?
loud and clear.
Ah, good. Then that means that's good because I hardly ever, I'm almost always using this, and I got a new camera a couple of months ago, and I think it's the first time I've been talking on the camera, but it means that my voice was getting through okay. There's Sam. I won't be able to turn on my mic or video now. Sorry, everyone. Sammy might be just out someplace with his cell phone on. So he'll just be monitoring what's happening. Right. No, your mic is off, Margaret. You're muted.
Yeah.
We keep doing that to ourselves. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said he's unable to turn his mic and video on at this time.
Right.
So
Which
in
is
a little bit, so
yeah. I'm with my roommate who is
Yes.
studying, and
Okay.
soon will be so Sammy shares a room in the dorm, and it's actually an apartment building, but it's an official residence of the university, and the two of them share the room. And right now it's about 7 o'clock here, so it's about 11 going on midnight, and then sometimes people sometimes go to sleep that time of night. So that's why he's going to stay quiet. Sammy, you could turn on your video and wave at us just so Margaret can see your face. There he is. We understand. Very neat.
very,
At least,
very thoughtful.
yes, very thoughtful of you. Yes. And so you'll enjoy what's happening at least. Good. And Anna Lou is out in the yard with Sarah.
He is adorable.
Heading
Uh-oh.
towards
By
they've got a lake in the backyard in
a lake, okay.
the place where they live.
Mhm.
That is not, yesterday morning they had a lot of terrible, you probably heard, Margaret. I think that you're farther north. I think it was more south of you, but even up there in
In
where Anna
Boynton,
Lou is, they had in Boynton, she said they had very heavy rain early yesterday morning.
Yes, it was very heavy, but at least no flood.
Yeah, there was flooding in Miami and up to Hollywood.
Yeah, my son said in Boca, my granddaughter went to a birthday party in Boca, and it was, many of the stores were flooded.
No kidding.
Oh,
Huh. On Saturday morning. Huh. Because I guess it was worse Saturday morning, right?
it was during the night, overnight.
Ah,
was terrible.
overnight.
Friday to Saturday. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And now it's heading towards Bermuda and gaining strength over the water. So look out, Bermudans.
And are you still into the health and the fitness?
Yeah. Yeah. Nutrition.
Nutrition.
100%. Yes.
What? Oh, Anna, I need your help. No, serious. My brother is diabetic with cardiac disease, and he has A1C down to have bypass surgery. So if you have any good plant-based recipes and you can share, I will appreciate it.
I don't work with a lot of plant-based, and because what I do is I plan the diets and the macronutrients for the diets, but I don't have a lot of recipes.
Oh,
A lot of
okay.
specific recipes.
She's
But
got a
it's-
lot of formulas that she applies with a lot of theory and a great amount of knowledge. So, and they're very much adapted, and it can be vegetarian, vegan, or meat, or as long as you get your nutrients, all of them.
Yeah.
In the,
Okay.
so it's a very much adapted to each person's
Yeah.
situation.
I work more with sports nutrition too.
Okay. Mhm. But I would think that sports nutrition is good, is applicable to anyone.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
But it's a market niche for the professionals.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great.
And a loose phone. Oh, here we are. Come. Mhm. Okay.
Back on my microphone, on my camera microphone, and the room sounds. Giselle is going back and forth, so she'll at least be able to monitor what's going on too.
It's very clear, David. Your room camera is good. Your room
Great.
micro.
Great, I'm glad to hear that. It's helpful to know
Yeah.
when we get more people together here, mainly family at times. That's good. So what it's guess it's getting to be about the time that things are supposed to happen at home, Paul and Lynn's.
Blur the background. Good.
Exit. Yeah, just exit.
It's blurred.
Paul's camera is active again. Let's see what happens. Hi, Mindy.
Oh, I was muted, sorry. I'm moving the meeting for outside because we'll begin the formal section of the memorial right now. So just give me like 3 minutes.
Another 30 minutes, whatever.
think she said 3 minutes.
3, I hope that would be much nicer.
Yeah.
Maybe my monitor sound is not as clear as the headphones I was listening to, so I misunderstood. Backyard. Little early for grapes, but the vines are growing.
First episode. I gotta watch the last half of the first episode. And then hopefully it'll bring me back in. But you know, sometimes
I hope the sound is better than that for the event. Here comes our cousin Becky from St. Louis. There she is.
Hello.
Great to see. Great to see.
Hello, Sylvia from Minnesota.
Yep.
Hello, David.
Hi, Sylvia. Paul's cousin's coming in.
Yes.
Yes,
Great.
Paul's cousins.
It was great to have this opportunity.
Yeah, no kidding. You guys just came in. We're waiting another couple of minutes. The formal part of the event is supposed to get going with presentations and so on. Some of us know each other here on the screen, and others have not been formally introduced, but we've been sort of chatting away.
Hi, everyone. I am Margaret. I am in Trinidad and Tobago right now when I met Paul and Lynn in Washington State.
Yeah.
No, talking to the people.
Margaret is at the church of our parents, Jen and Vern. And she spent a lot of time together with Jen in particular, Stephen's program, fellowship, that and being caring for Mom a lot. And Paul then was together around that whole period too, so they got close. And I'm here in Brazil, far away. So I met Margaret several times. There's Paul.
I don't think they realize that it's muted.
I don't know. I think they're just getting it organized. So.
Okay.
Paul's got his cane, but he still gets up and down the stairs in the back to the backyard.
Hi, I'm Lynn's sister.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, how are we doing here?
Good. Hi.
We're waiting for the formal part to begin. People are
Okay.
just, a few people identifying. I'm Paul's brother, David. I think we met once years ago.
Probably.
I met some of the rest of Lynn's family, but I
Yep.
live in Brazil, so we didn't have much of a chance to
That's right.
interact.
I'm the youngest. I'm the last, so.
Right. Great. And you live where, Jennifer?
I'm just outside of Indianapolis
Right.
in Indiana. Yeah. Yeah. So were you guys able to see anything previously, or I tried to get on earlier and there wasn't a password set up yet, so I'm not sure what I've missed.
You've just missed these people that are on the screen right now, simultaneously, or rather spontaneously chatting with each other. Some introducing themselves and others just biding their time.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'll take this opportunity
Yes.
to introduce myself, Sharon Fennell, and Michael beside me. And we became friends with Lynn and Paul doing Good Trouble. When Paul was living near Venice, California. My sister Rhoda, who passed away just 4 weeks ago, we were all friends doing work. So that's who we are, and we'll speak when the time is right. But hello, everybody.
Out in the desert, farm worker communities. Things like that.
Us?
Yeah.
No, Central America.
Central America.
Yeah, we know about you, David. We learned about you early on. Yeah, mostly Central America solidarity work. And then after that, we just remained friends. We live in Humboldt County. So they'd come up every now and again and hang out. And vice versa.
Far out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're together. This is my wife, Gisela.
Hi.
I think.
Gisela.
Hi, Paul.
Okay.
Oh, there's Paul. Oh,
Hey,
great.
Paul. Oh, hey, Becky.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that turns.
I see everybody there.
Sammy is there, but his roommate
Okay.
is asleep.
Oh, I see.
I don't think so, but I think we can grab the speaker and plug it into that and do it Bluetooth. Okay.
Speaker is on it.
Or the TV, right? Okay.
Wet. It is wet. Yeah, it is wet. Yeah, I mean, it's still round.
Oh, yeah.
Away from what people are trying to say. Huh? Okay. Yeah.
Victory bird.
Oh. What's me?
Really, not so much. They do it Boston. They're really Molly's right.
That's what, I mean,
That's right. I think we'll invite Diane to this, place, the Factory Bar, which Diane would really dig. They're not like giving away the drinks over there. You can bring food in too. But the atmosphere.
Maybe they have a computer set up in Paul's house where a bunch of people were talking.
No, they're outside, but he was just here. Now it's a picture.
I think they're trying to deal with the sound because Paul couldn't hear.
Thank you.
He was going like this, couldn't hear.
Thank you.
I can suggest people mute unless you're going to speak, because there were more than one group of people speaking and it was very hard for anybody to hear.
Okay.
It's just connected. Okay. Can everyone hear me? Okay, cool. Everyone can hear. All right. Yeah, I have it facing. I just say we're here. Perfect. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, those of you outside, please stay close to the microphone, Paul.
Smaller voice. I have agreed to be his microphone.
That's great.
I want to welcome you all here and thank you all for coming for this celebration of life of Lynn Daly. I wasn't going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Lynn, you know, when we were all talking at the end about having a memorial, Lynn in her true fashion said, you know, y'all got to do what you got to do because I'm not going to be here. But you know what they say memorials are for the living, right? It's for all of us to come together as a community, to talk about our love, our relationship, our gratitude, and to share our grief and to share our joy, more importantly. We're in this beautiful space that Lynn loves, you know, Sunset Magazine in the Oakland Hills. And I really hope that we come together and share all of our stories. There's a Yiddish saying, may her memory be a blessing. And we're all blessed to have such wonderful memories of Lynn and our time with Lynn. And so I'm hoping that you will share your memories with Lynn. And I'm gonna actually just start by sharing some of the things I learned from Lynn Daly. One was how to be a classy hostess. She sure knew how to throw dinner parties. Another was how to lead by example, and to be brave to step somebody else would. How to find beauty in a cemetery, and that they're great places to visit in foreign countries. I personally have been to cemeteries with Lynn in Spain, Morocco, Ireland, and I'm sure there's a few more I forget. The importance of sharp knives and other that with a cardboard box and a linen napkin, you can create an amazing buffet table. That candles in the bathroom are both beautiful and functional. How to appreciate the talents of Martha Stewart. And it really was fun. We actually did get to go to a taping in New York City. We were a little jealous because the audience in front of us got fax machines and we got that gum can serve as a dessert. Yes. And lastly, she taught me to someday aspire to do a crossword in pen. I'm sure there's many other things that I can't think of right now, but I also am sure that you all learned many things. And I'm hoping that you will take it forward and share
your memories, personal story, whatever you like. Who's next?
Diana. Persona que está hablando se puede sacar un poco más a nosotros.
And she was there. I was there for a week, and then she gave Marilyn 2 weeks notice and said, "Hey, I want to rave for my last day." And then last day came, and she was, but we connected up. I mean, I knew her before she met Paul, and then the woman in the kitchen, Donna, she went to go work with Donna in 1984. Donna is just an amazing caterer, as you can all know. I was doing Italian food, and it was, you know, Lynn said, "Oh, come work with us," and I would do on catering. It's nice to see something else besides Italian food. Her sense of style was amazing. She said, "Oh, I'm leaving you my clothes," and I just laughed. When I came in, I saw her in December, and I was told her I just made spaghetti and meatballs. And meatballs was a code pot, you know. Do you have any? She asked me, she says, "Get it," you know. And I said, "I just made spaghetti and meatballs," and she goes, "Bring me some. You're coming down." And I just for as long as I know you, and so forth. I remember when she met Paul, and our first time the four of us got together with my husband Don was we rented a room at the end of Lombard, and we went to the 50th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge. We got up at 5 o'clock. We made coffee. We made Irishes, and we sat on the bridge and had Irish coffees. And we had no idea it was the bridge was going. We had a lot of good times. Hiking, dinner parties, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, yurts. I mean, it just goes on and on. But my best memory was last July. She did a road trip, and she came up to see me. And where's my other list? Oh, she's upstairs. The three of us got together, and I had some other lady friends over, and we laughed so hard. I think we were just all about ready to see our pants. You know, it was that perfect night of the weather was perfect, lots of wine, and we just laughed and laughed and laughed. So, and she always had, I mean, she'd go, "Oh," she had this whole thing from bowling for Elvis. I mean, you know about the Elvis thing.
Yes.
The Elvis.
Annie had her punch card. It was like 7 years.
Yeah. So she would bring us all out for bowling every year, you know, on January 8th. So I feel like I lost a sister. But Paul was lucky to have her for as long as he had been with you guys, you know. We moved up to Oregon about 6 years ago, and he's gonna be. You know, but I kind of think she's here looking down, you know. I mean, I still feel her. I still feel her. She's just an amazing person. A story. And I thank Donna and Lynn and Jan and let me see, I had some. I got everybody here. So I wanted to thank you everybody for coming. I mean, she would really like it, you know. But I was always happy when I had my two lids. You know, if I was at a party, oh, both lids are here. Oh, how fun, how fun. But you know, her generosity and her spirit, it's still floating around. So, thanks. Yeah.
I met Lynn and Paul through my great neighbor, Cindy here. And he would always throw parties and so forth. And she'd invite me, you know, so I was kind of on the outer fringe there. What I've learned in life is that we make things really difficult when we don't need to. What you need to do is simply surround yourself with people like Lynn and Paul. You surround yourself, I heard this a long time ago and it's true, people that feel like sunlight. And that's what Lynn was. Every time I go around her, she was always, up until the last time I see her, made my day just so much better. just being around her. If we just keep being around people like that, our lives will be so much easier. And I feel a presence here right now. And I just feel so honored to have known her. That's all I have to say.
Is there anyone on the Zoom that wants to share?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, is that me? It is. Can you hear me? Hmm. Hi. I'm not sure if I'm on.
Yes, you're on.
I'm on? Yeah, I'm gonna talk. Could you raise your hand if you can hear me? Because I don't hear anything. Okay. So I'm Sharon Fennell, and this is my husband, Michael. And we met Paul before we met Lynn in Los Angeles. And then they moved to the Bay Area. And once they did that, we would see each other more because we live in Humboldt. So sometimes we'd go down there and other times they come up here. And I've been thinking about Lynn a lot. And thinking about her qualities. And when I assess her, I think about how did she do everything that she did? So she was a marvelous cook and she catered and she read books all the time, reading. She was so creative. I have a bag of tchotchke jewelry that she made. I don't know when she made it. She had a ton of stuff in a box. She said, take what you want. So I took a bunch. I still have it. And she was kind, always kind and funny. Now, I have a friend here who had a similar cancer to Lynn. And I knew Lynn was coming up and I asked if Lynn would meet with this friend of mine up here, and graciously she did. And they talked over our table. And that was so generous of spirit for Lynn to do that. I don't know that I could have done what she did. But Paul and Lynn, you're two of the nicest, most generous, beautiful people we know. And Paul, I know, because we're both in long marriages, that this is probably very difficult. But you are loved, and Lynn will always be loved. She was just a fine human being, and I will miss her. She's probably going to run into my sister who passed a few weeks ago at 91 almost. They knew each other too. So Paul, send in my love, and Lynn, wherever you are, make good trouble.
And ditto. I can just remember Lynn's love of food, love of humor. And what I learned recently is that she was also a Warrior fan. So as I'm watching the Warriors later today in game 2, I'll be thinking of Lynn and Paul. And I just love that extra little connection. So Lynn, we love you. Paul, we love you too. So hang in there.
Yeah. Over and out.
I think I'll say something. Can you hear me?
Will you turn it over to me then, Amy?
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry, Judith. Did you raise your hand
I
first?
did, I did. But that's
Oh,
There's
no, you
someone,
go.
You go
there's someone
first.
talking
You have
here
co-
right now.
You
I
have
don't know if
COVID.
anyone. Sorry, guys.
Amy, you have COVID. You go first.
Okay. I'm so glad, Paul, that you were able to set up the Zoom because it was kind of heartbreaking for me that I couldn't be there, but I'm on the, hopefully, the end of my COVID journey here this week. And I'm very relieved that I seem to have not given it to Paul because my husband, Mike, and I had lunch him on Tuesday, and I was very worried about that. So I knew Lynn much shorter period of time than probably most people here. My name's Amy, by the way. I first met Lynn, we're at Creative Growth in Oakland, where we both volunteered, which is an art center and gallery for people with developmental disabilities. And we shared a love of the art and the quirky, wonderful artists there. And being a very quick and oversharing kind of person, somehow within the first conversation, we found out that we revealed that both of our parents, my dad, but both of our partners had Parkinson's. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about being in the in the support group for people who are partners for people with PD. And I can say Lynn probably was loved by everybody in that group. There was no one who could possibly dislike her. We admired her. She kept on coming even when she was very sick. And one of the things that some of us referred to is that there were times either she was sitting outside and you could hear the birds, see the greenery, and she was relaxed and taking it all in and listening, always listening really well. Or she was inside, and there is this one photograph of her inside where the light is coming in on her like a Caravaggio painting. And to me, that really captures her essence of being spotlighted with so much love and kindness and sweetness. And I always appreciated her great sense of humor, her irreverence, her political ferociousness, her love of nature, and how she almost always would have some gem of wisdom or advice to give to people, to offer support, to be so unselfish as she was trying to navigate her own difficult journey with the cancer, and her love and her concern for Paul with his Parkinson's. And one last thing, I had lunch with her about, I don't know, maybe a month before she died, something like that. And I asked her if she was envious of other people who were not dealing with the cancer. And I asked her if she was afraid. And she said she was not envious. She wasn't afraid at all. That how do we know what comes next? It might be the next great adventure. And she said, I am pissed off because I thought I'd have more time. But she felt so blessed to have had all the time with Paul and her dear friends and the adventures and the good work that she did in her life. And I wish I could have been friends with her longer, but I feel very grateful for having known her and having her in my life for the time that I did. And we love you, Paul. We'll be there for you.
Well, Amy, that's hard to follow. My name is Judith Lubman, and I am also in the same group that Amy is in, which is the Care Partner Support Group for people who have mild to moderate symptoms of Parkinson's. And we started this particular group, I would say 4 or 5, I've lost, COVID's made me lose track of time, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And so I first met Lynn in the real, not over Zoom. And before she was diagnosed. And then, of course, we all learned subsequently that she had been diagnosed, and she was very open about it. This was prior to Zoom. And she was amazing to me. We're a group, it's a group of between 18 or 20 people whose spouses or partners have Parkinson's. And, you know, Parkinson's has some advantages in the sense that it helps make friendships. And it's very interesting to me, the depth of the friendships that are created because people come together sharing something in common. And Lynn would come to meetings, and sometimes it would be other people in distress about their situation. But Lynn, who had far more reason to be distressed, didn't show it. She was more upbeat, more supportive of the people who had come for support. It was quite an extraordinary experience. And I hope, Paul, you're not part of the support group. You couldn't be, but know that many, many people in that group were touched by Lynn and cared about you. Thank you for having this session.
Where do you want it? Am I supposed to be in a camera? Hi, my name's Peter. I started out with, well, Diane started out with things that we've learned from him. I, of course, observed and experienced many of her culinary delights. Started out thinking about how I've learned different cooking techniques, ideas from her. But before she became a birder, she taught me to be a tree hugger. Did anybody go tree hugging? Yeah. Yeah, Paul and Lynn, you were renting a place up in Tahoe one summer a bunch of years ago. Hiking. Boy, I tell you, every single variety of tree, he hugged, smelled the essence, and it was quite the experience. We went to Yosemite last summer. Somebody asked me to hug a tree, and I was like, "Oh, I got memories of that." Yeah, too many to recount today. Most lovely person. Her insights and her humor were phenomenal. And yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to say one funny memory. The first time I had raw oysters was with Lynn at Grand Central Station. There's a famous oyster bar, and she got me hooked. And when we were together, we had to have oysters times. But, that's just one story. Pick up Lynn when I eat oysters, not that I've had them anytime recently.
She's quite the burner. And so now whenever I see birds, I always think of her, you know?
Questions? Ask.
Share a story about the video of our big malady. So like, it's sent it in the email, and Lynn was to tell them from the birds in the background.
There's this tranquil creek, little bubbling creek in Mount Tam, and I had used it as a meditative piece, you know, because of the babbling creek. And I didn't pay attention to her, but Lynn identified at least 3 different varieties.
Does anyone on Zoom have a story to share?
Hello, my name is Margaret. And I met Lynn through Jen Hathaway, Paul's mom, and through Paul. 2 words I would use to describe Lynn. She was an extremely gracious person. She hosted my sister and her son, as well as my husband, my sister, and myself another time in 2019. I remember how she was complaining about her throat at that time. So it was just before she was diagnosed, because she was diagnosed about a month after. Lynn was, always remember her with those binoculars. She took her binoculars everywhere. And I remember her looking at the birds. And she got me interested in doing exactly that. Paying a lot more attention to nature and to the things around. She had such a beautiful spirit. I think I was a little bit envious of that. I recognized how much she read, how learned she was, and what a beautiful spirit she was. Knowing her was a blessing. Knowing Paul is a blessing. Knowing the parents, Paul's parents, is a blessing to me. And I will always look at that as something special in my life that brought me closer to knowing and understanding what love is. Because these people had a true honor and understanding of what an open heart and an open mind and what warmth and love and caring for all people is all about. So I want to say thank you all for sharing these memories of Lynn. It's not the end, it's just my way of saying thank you for sharing so I could learn more about her and be blessed in your memories of her. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my feelings today.
Mm-hmm.
And my deepest love and concern and caring for Paul in this because I have no idea what it feels like to lose your life's partner. I am sure it is as difficult as hell. And I will lift him up in prayer. I am in Trinidad now and I live in Florida. My sister is in Trinidad. She's the one who was honored with their hospitality. Yes. We will lift him up in prayer and we will do whatever we can for him, even though we're far away, in whatever way we can to continue to support him. Love and blessings to you, Paul.
I didn't know Lynn, but my mom was her caregiver, and I have something that she sent for me to read to all of you. So pretend I'm my mom. I just want to say that it was an honor for me to meet Lynn and see the love that she had for Paul. Even though she knew that the end was near for her, she always worried about him, and I took great care that she'd be aware of him and her medicines. She was an inspiration to me as a caregiver, especially for people with PD. She taught me that love is the best way to learn how to care for anyone who needs help. I thank her for allowing me to be with her until the end. Lynn, I send you a kiss to the sky.
Beautiful.
Anyone else present?
Anyone else on the Zoom wish to speak? Is Veronica there?
I'd like to share. I'm sorry, I can't turn my camera on, but I'm very thankful for this opportunity. My name is Catherine Brown. I used to work with Lynn at City of Berkeley Public Health. And it's just warming to hear all the different stories about her, but she was an amazing, brilliant, honest, genuine, hilarious person that made the work that was already extremely hard a little easier and hopeful for the future. And I just want to share something that she did that always stuck out to me. One day there was a gentleman who was in a mental health crisis and he had some physical issues as well. And Berkeley Fire brought him up to the public health floor because he refused an ambulance but wanted a taxi to go to the hospital. And it was only myself, another nurse, and Lynn working because a lot of folks were on vacation. And I knew Lynn was working on a very beast of a report, MCAH, if people are familiar with that kind of report. Requires time studies, it's just a lot. And she would always have her door open, but she had her door closed and a sign saying, please do not bother me, I'm working on this report. But this guy was adamant that he wanted a taxi, and I knew the nurses had taxi vouchers. So I went to one nurse, Mary Spencer, and asked her if she had any. She goes, no, we don't have that program anymore. She's like, I honestly don't know what to do, and I'd hate to bug Lynn. She's like, no, we have to do something. So we nervously knocked on Lynn's door and said, we have a situation where this man is in crisis, but he wants a taxi. We don't know what to do. And so Lynn, with her glasses down her nose, got up from her computer and she went to the lobby. She interfaced with the firemen and she sat with that gentleman and talked to him. And I went back to my office, but I kept walking back just to make sure she was okay and make sure the situation was okay. And I noticed that the fireman had left, but the gentleman was still there. And again, it was obvious he was in mental distress, and Lynn just sat there and listened and saw him as a human being. And eventually the guy was gone. I don't know if Lynn got him a cab or what. But I said, hey, Lynn, how did it go? She goes, oh, he's fine. He's going to be okay. And I said, Lynn, that's just, it's such an inspiration to see that you did that. I want to tell people. And very seriously, she said, no, don't do that. And she's probably looking down at me like, why did you tell this story? I told you not to tell it, but it just speaks to her spirit and who she was, that she saw people for who they were, regardless of your situation or background. And that always sticks with me whenever I'm working with people. I always think, what would Lynn do? How would she handle it? And I carry her generosity and honesty with me. So again, I appreciate this opportunity to share and lean into one another at this time. I'll really miss her, but I'm so grateful to have known her. And thank you for the opportunity and sharing.
Thanks, Kathleen. Anyone else on the Zoom?
Can anyone hear me?
We can.
Can you see me?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We see
Let me
you.
see. How about now?
Yes.
Hi,
Jen?
everybody. Hi, I'm Lynn's youngest sister. First, I want to say I am so in awe of all these stories. I'm not in shock, but I always knew I had the most spectacular sister in the world. She's who I've always aspired to be. And Paul, I love you. I think about you every day. My sister and I didn't live in the same house together. I'm much younger than my siblings. So Linda was out of the house by the time I was old enough to know what was going on. But I do remember as a young child, she would come home on the weekends from college. And I can remember from a very young age, the air in the house would change when Lynn was home. There was something special about her. And when she left, it went with her. And that continued on through my adult life. Things were different when Lynn was around. She just, she lit up a room, and I admire everything about her. She's just the most amazing person I've known in my life, and I'm so proud to call her my sister. Thank you all for all the beautiful words. I'm gonna miss her. I love you, Paul.
Thanks, Jen. Anyone else on this? Anyone else on the Zoom care to share?
Okay. On one of Lynn and Paul's visits here, it was probably the last one when they came up together to Humboldt. Michael here's a gardener, and we had a plethora of string beans growing. And Lynn was like, I think I have a recipe for those. And part of me was like thinking, oh, no, you shouldn't do anything. We're here to serve you. And she's like, no. and she slow cooked. Keep this in mind, y'all, because it's a great recipe. And every time I make it, and I make it a lot, I'm always thinking of Lynn while I'm stirring, but slow cook green beans in a little olive oil and a little garlic and some onions and some tomatoes, and then leave it alone for hours. And when it's done, it's the sweetest dish. And I will always think of Lynn daily, when I eat that dish, without a doubt. And she was, you know, I mean, I put her to work when she came here, you know, and it felt right, and it felt right to her. I just wanted to share that green bean recipe.
It seems like we've hit a lull here. So I think we're gonna probably, we can leave the Zoom on. You can talk amongst yourselves. You can watch us talking. Feel free. I know that there's still a lot of food.
There's dessert.
And there's
Yeah.
dessert. There's wine to be drunk. There's toast to be made. So let's move to the next phase.
Here, here.
Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah, and as Paul said, there's Warriors games to be watched. Oh, yeah.
Thank you for this opportunity as well. We're far away. I mean, we're 5 hours away, but this means a lot. And thank you, whoever organized it. And Lynn loved music, Lynn and Paul. And I'm a retired DJ. You could see a bunch of CDs. You can't see my vinyl, but we always talk music. And she loved Johnny Otis, as did I. And I forgot about that part of her, but she was pretty.
Love the blues.
Love the blues.
We were playing Patsy Cline earlier in her honor as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I said, "No, 6 o'clock, we gotta get like right there."
It was a strategy that you all had to the art district. Yep.
Yeah.
You ever see Elvis live?
No, no.
Yeah. Way too young. We're way too young.
I was 12, 13.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. We have enjoyed it very much. We are in Trinidad and Tobago at this point in time. I'm on vacation, and my sister here is hosting me. We had to take the time out to be here this afternoon. God bless you all, and may the spirit, the beautiful spirit of Lynn Daly live on in the memories that we each have. And may God bless Paul and carry him and be with him in the days ahead. And maybe, hopefully, we'll get an opportunity to visit with him sometime. That would be great.
And I'll
Bye,
just.
everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
I'll break in after my dear sister Margaret's remarks, just to not so much a testimony, but thanks and affection. Me and Gisela, my wife here, we're here in Brazil, in Brasilia, and are so glad to have had this opportunity, a magic opportunity to be with people that dear friends that we have not seen for years, from St. Louis and Trinidad Tobago, and Minneapolis, and the Bay Area, obviously. And there's Marlinda from Seattle. My goodness, she just came in now. Dear, dear Marlinda, such a close friend of our whole family. Paul's close. She arrived in Seattle when Paul was still there living with our folks. And so there she is, dear Marlinda from Chile. So we're from all around, and it's just I don't have. We had a lot of contact with Paul and Lynn. I wouldn't bring up any intimate, didn't have all those intimate or rendering moments directly personally with Lynn, but we'd always just had such a wonderful time together being there with her, not just with Paul. And thank you so much, Paul, and thank you to Millie and to all the other friends who allowed this and made it happen. Thank you.
Yeah. There's Paul.
Mostly it's Lynn Daly.
No está completa.
Sí, me too. No, it's good.
Patio looks so wonderful.
Yeah.
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 You know, that little
Oh,
terrace,
oh,
remember?
Sure.
How is it? Right. Okay.
Probably out of here. Need help up there. No. All right. Thanks, bud.
Looks like people are checking out. I want to say hi to Marlinda.
Hey, hi.
Nobody else
Can
is.
you
bringing in-
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Oh, okay. I thought I was I was still in mute.
No. Good. We can, out of respect for whoever, we can speak in English. But,
Well, hi, David.
yeah.
I haven't
Great
seen
to
you
see
for
you.
years.
Here I'm in Brasilia. You saw me with Gisela. She went out to get something she hadn't had. It's
Yes,
8 o'clock here,
did.
and about time to get some dinner or something. So she needed to do that, and took up. But there were so many people here.
I know, I was just checking my email and I thought I'm gonna log in just in case. I wanted to see Paul, pay my respect.
Yeah. And he was sitting there in the middle of the screen at the beginning on the Paul Hathaway screen.
I did get a little glimpse of him, and I was just telling John that we were at their house a couple years ago, more than a couple, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I was just looking at the backyard. It looks so beautiful.
They've been there for 25 years or so, since the 90s they moved up there.
Yes. Yes. When we went there, they had the little
cabins at the Russian River, so we
Russian
went there
River.
too. Yes,
Uh-huh.
we were there. And
Uh-huh.
actually, we stayed in Paul's house. Paul was and Lynn were at the cabin. And Lynn was working in one of them because they had two. She was
Yeah, two
painting.
houses. Uh-huh.
Yes, and that was the last time I saw Lynn too.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and then we just happened to, you know, I always like to keep in touch with him.
Right.
And that's when he told me that Lynn, that was 2 years ago, that Lynn was sick, and I was just heartbroken to know that.
Now he's like 90. He's like 90.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And where are you living now?
we're in Florida. We
You've
have
been
been,
there for a long time, I think, yeah. You know, I have my
we
daughter in Florida too, right?
we got back to Florida. I lived in New Mexico for 5 years, and we
Uh-huh.
got back here in 2018. And
18.
so, yes.
All
so-
right.
But we never sold the house, so we're in the same house. Natalia stayed in the house while we were in New Mexico, so we came back to
Uh-huh.
the same house. And this is where, you know, we had Jen, when Jen would go to visit you, she would stay in our house.
Oh,
so
yeah, right.
To make the
Uh-huh.
trip a little,
So that she didn't have to take such a long plane and airports.
exactly.
days,
And,
you know.
and of
Yeah.
course, we enjoy her visit, and we had
Uh-huh.
fun when she was here, and she would do the same on the way back, so.
Uh-huh. I remember it. I remember it. It was nice that you remind us. That's, yeah, that was really important. And, but, and my daughter is now living in Boynton Beach.
That's pretty close to us, but you know,
Really?
I know that you sent me her information. I
Uh-huh.
did a couple of messengers to her, but I never really got in touch with her. She didn't
Yeah.
correspond back. And, you know, I met her when she was little, I think, when Dale died in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
where I met
Yeah.
her. So she was
In
just a little girl.
Indianapolis, the memorial service in Indianapolis. That's Honolulu. That's the one.
Yeah.
She was about
10 or
17
11.
years old. No, she
No,
was about, when
yeah.
Dale died, it was 2002. And she was born in 1985.
Uh-huh.
So she was about 17. at that
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a little girl to me. You know, when you get older, everybody's a little girl.
There's Sharon Fennell saying goodbye. She's made some very nice statements. She doesn't have much of a battery left. And so
Oh, okay.
since those of us who are plugged in will stay here for as long as it feels comfortable.
Yeah.
And nice to meet you, Sharon.
Thank you.
and your
Same.
husband.
Same.
Okay, great. It was great to hear your experiences with Lynn. That was nice. This whole event has been very moving. Yeah.
Well, I do remember when we met Lynn, when I met Lynn, Paul brought her to your parents' house, Jen and Vern. That was the first time we met her.
Right. And still up in Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Yes.
In the
Came
80s.
for a couple of days, and you know, see, you guys have been a family to me, you know that. So
Yeah.
I keep up with all the goods and the not so good times that have affected everybody, but
Yeah, but more good times. Life goes by and things keep happening.
yep,
And,
that's the journey.
yep.
Yeah.
There are people that we have certainly difficult times with. I never got to know you that well. But I remember once you visited Berkeley in the 70s.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I think I got to meet all of you very intimately through Jen and
Uh-huh.
Vern,
Right.
more specifically Jen, because, you know, she always talked about you, Paul, and yeah, so, you know, even I didn't get to see you guys
Uh-huh.
that often.
Yeah.
I knew everything that was going on.
Right, right.
Yeah, I treasure every moment. Yes.
And Paul was there for some time in Seattle, living there, and then Dale in the late 70s before he went to Santa Cruz.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Paul actually was in the house when we came for the first time, Lucio and I came, and Natalia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
And I
you
remember
know,
there was a traditional, that what became a traditional family picture of Natalia making bread with Grandma Jen
that's right.
in the kitchen with this green big bowl, right?
Yeah.
And mixing, and Jen is watching, and then we got pictures of Camila doing that, and then Ana Lu doing that with Grandma Jen.
That's right.
Because that became a family standard.
Tradition. Yes.
Natalia, right?
Yeah, Jen tried to teach me how to make bread, never learned. But I think she was successful with all the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's great to know. That's great to know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Great.
you know what, you could make, you might be, if you could, I don't know if I have your contacts. If you could, I could either type it into the chat window or my own contacts, or you could send me yours, and then just an email and a WhatsApp. or
Yes, I will do
everything.
that.
Can you do that?
Yeah. Yes.
It'd be good to do it right now here on this chat, so that we don't have to, so that you don't have to send it to Paul to ask him to send it to me, because I don't think that I have, I'm not
I
sure.
have your contact through Facebook. I can send you it in a
Okay.
messenger, and
Okay.
then I send you my information with my phone number and all that, and then,
Yeah.
you know, we
And
can communicate.
I can
WhatsApp.
share that with Ana Lu.
Yes.
And who knows, there's no obligation for you all to be in touch, but you're just such close family
Yeah.
that it would be nice.
Yes.
And I'll make a point with her too, but again, no.
We're so close at that Boynton Beach from where we are in Boca Raton. We are about.
No kidding, you're neighbors. Yeah.
Yes.
She jumped over you. She was living in Fort Lauderdale and then moved to and then moved up
So
north.
she has a little girl, right?
Yes, who's a year and 8 months old now.
Wow.
And she's walking around and talking.
Have you been here to see her?
Not since she was born. I was there in, I visited in 2017. Paul and I were both there. And we took it. Paul invited me to go on a Caribbean tour on a cruise ship. Natalia.
Hi.
Hola.
Hola. Let me get Nico. Nico.
She didn't, she said she did, and she did.
It's your, I guess, great uncle. Hold on, there.
Okay, now introduce me to Nico, you said?
This is Nico, my son. He's 13.
Okay. Very pleased to meet you. Mucho gusto.
From Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Mucho gusto. Tudo bom.
Yeah, I speak a lot more Portuguese lately than I do Spanish, but every once in a while I have.
I bet you do. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I'll send you my information, and Paul retired, I guess, to the house. Paul is not here anymore in the screen.
Yeah, he's personally not there unless, I mean, he's probably around there someplace, but there's just,
Okay.
the local camera at his house is just showing people going by.
Yeah, yeah,
Sitting
because
down
he
to
was
chat.
sitting over there. I
Yeah.
can see that.
But I'm glad they left it on, otherwise we would not be able to chat with each other. So
Yeah.
in practice, we're the only ones left.
Yeah.
The people sitting there are not listening to us. But,
Yeah, I think Natalia knew these two very good friends of Paul because when Natalia lived in the area, Paul connected her with, what was her name, Natalia? Cindy, I don't know. Cindy and Don, I don't know if they were there, but they were very good friends of Paul and Lynn.
Moved to Oregon.
Oh, okay, they moved to Oregon, so they wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
Well, I'm
didn't
glad
expect
to- I'm
to
glad-
see you,
yeah,
so nice
yeah,
to
and
see you.
I'm so glad to know that Paul, and to see, I mean, I know, but to see that Paul has so many friends close and that are actually there. And many of the people that were on Zoom actually live in the area. There was one woman who's at home with COVID, but otherwise she would have been there. But there's so many people and people are he's well taken care of, I think, by his circle of friends.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
But it's great to still be in touch with you and keep this up over the years and decades. We
Yep.
love you. Okay.
Okay. Well, nice to see you. I'm gonna log
Okay.
out then and I'll contact Paul later. But I'm glad that he did this because I have sent him a message saying, I wish I was there. And then too bad I came too late into the
And I
meeting.
was able to say at the very beginning, I was able to have a nice long chat with Margaret. I don't know if you got to know her from the church, from Mom and Dad's church in Olympia.
Yeah, I probably did, but I wouldn't remember.
But she was a person that she took on the task for the congregation there, being together with Mom all the way through the rest of her life. So she became very close to our family. And then she moved to Florida, and but right now she was on now back at her home with the family in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, yeah. Jen had a couple of friends, and I forget who they were. So every time that she came here, they stop and visit with Jen. Remember?
Yeah, well, these people were living in Lacey until and moved to Florida. I can't remember what the name of the city she's in, but she's not far from you either. She's a little bit farther north of Palm
That's
Beach.
not in Fort Lauderdale?
Not from Fort Lauderdale. She's a little farther north.
Because her friends that she would visit with when she would come, they were from Fort Lauderdale, but I don't remember their name.
No, this couple moved to Florida. Mom died 2016, must have been about 2018 or so.
Oh, just when we came back to Florida. Yeah.
Right. But they were very close there in Lacey.
Yeah.
And then Paul and I both got to know them, her, Margaret, well.
Well, they were so active in the church and all that, so.
So, anyway, hope we'll be in touch again. This is a great moment.
Yes, definitely. Okay.
Okay. Good. And maybe, who knows, so someday I'm gonna go up and visit Paul, and certainly on the way I'll do like Mom and stop through with Honolulu. But that might be the occasion to get together with you.
Exactly, exactly.
So
That would be
what do you
great.
Right, I've got nothing scheduled for the time being.
Okay, yes.
So,
Yeah, we are going to go to California in July, so
uh-huh.
I hope that we get to see Paul when,
Yeah, Paul will
yeah.
be moving, he'll be moving. I don't know if you
Oh,
got that
really?
news. Yeah,
Do you
he
know
got
when?
himself, I think it's the end of July. But he'll
Oh.
be moving to downtown Oakland to an apartment, a senior center into an assisted living situation.
Okay,
That his health and insurance and retirement and everything all together will be able to cover, and he'll have people taking care of him, but also be open to a social life and be down closer to everything. And it's close to the lake, Lake Merritt, downtown Oakland.
yeah.
A nice apartment he'll be in. And then he's planning on selling the house and having an estate sale. Sell all the furniture and everything that he doesn't take with him. He can take whatever he wants, but from the big house into a little apartment. So, and then sell the house and then just be independent. So that'll be happening around that time. But you'll be able to be in touch with him and plan.
Yeah, yeah. I think that we get there on July 17th. And we are on our way to Lake Tahoe. Huh?
Oh, nice, Lake Tahoe. Good.
Yeah, we're going to be in San Francisco for 2 days, I think, and then we drive to Lake Tahoe and the whole family.
Oh, great.
Meet there too.
I hope you don't get burned out or smoked out up there.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing is guaranteed in California those times.
I know.
But even up in Seattle, there's in Seattle, when there's not, and the whole area up there, when it's not 45 degrees, you've got these rain. They've got another one. I saw the news coming through this week. This week there's they call it what is it? A river of water, whatever they call it, coming out of the Pacific Ocean, and just huge rainfalls. I mean, it's a place, it's a place that rains a lot, but it just is raining like 10 times more.
That's right. Well, that's everywhere. That's the climate, the environment.
But I hope your vacation goes very well. I wish you a great time.
Okay. Well, thank you, David. Nice to see you and talking to you. And please let us know when you come around here. But you're not coming in July when.
No, not now. It's not going to be.
After he moves into his apartment, yeah.
But I think sometime within the next year, Paul and I have been talking about getting me up there.
Okay.
And so we'll see. And part of that would be visiting Florida. And I've got more people to visit. But,
Okay, that sounds really
Father
good.
and granddaughter, essentially father and granddaughter.
Yeah. Okay, David.
Good.
Bye. Bye then.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. There we go. Leave. Okay, I'm gone. Love you.
Okay.
And now we're drawing. Jeanette was here all after we had to for the first 4 years before pandemic. We would house sit for her. So I still rent my house out. She lives around the corner from me. Because when I was packing up, she said, "We'll take care of Stanley." And then when she would go away, she said, "Sammy with us." I said, "I got Wi-Fi." And she said, "Yeah." And
Sammy, your cat?
No, Sammy was her dog.
Okay.
And so it was kind of neat. So we kind of step into our own life, catch up with everybody. And it's wonderful, you know. And the pandemic. And the pandemic.
I'm not sure what's right.
I don't either. What else? how I thought I was gonna retire. How I thought, you know, and then going up to Oregon, I thought maybe the RV did something. But RVs, they do not last well, you know, they don't age well at all, you know? And dead, burnt out, or so.
Oh.
Do you have any travel plans or anything?
Well, I just came back from the East Coast. I'm supposed to go on a tour and that I booked a long time ago to Morocco. On a trip to India about 8 years ago. We've done a bunch of trips. And I'm debating because I feel like I need to be more discerning with those. And I'm sure. I'll probably go, but that's in September. I had booked a trip to Antarctica that was going to happen last year. And the trip was canceled. And then the company gave me a much better trip. And then my daughter said she's going to I'm happy. And I have to hear. So theoretically, I'm going to Antarctica. Right. So the summer, I don't know. I was just back east. I might go back. My best friend from high school family moved to Maine from high school. My friend's mother. So I might try to go back again. Maybe, I don't know. Depends how the trajectory of how her mother does. She seemed, I mean, she was, yeah. She's good now. I mean, it's fun, but you know, so I might go back. At age, I've never heard around there. Never. Well, she did. They found it in. When they first did, she got. We did have. There's 2 chemos they give. One does 75% of the work, and one does the rest. So, but that one has decided. So they gave her the one that does 70%, 5%. And it's loaded, but I mean, she has to be constantly. She's very. So, I don't know. I mean, I would never thought this woman, if you met her, I hadn't seen her. She's very vital, vibrant, active woman. So that might, you know, I might go back.
I would talk Portland. Yeah, from Portland, Maine, Portland, Oregon.
I mean, I love Maine. I have these friends. Nice.
Think about.
I mean, I actually, even though I was decided to senior apartment. Oh, they gave it out. So it was small. So every day I was pulled out the steps. So, but I slept better there than I do at home on the kitchen floor.
Have you tried your kitchen?
So it was interesting. I slept far. So quiet. Not that Belfast. Yeah, it's by the water. I mean, when it's funny because when they moved to Maine, Belfast, nothing. I mean, it's stunk of. I mean, it was not a nice place. They didn't live there, but they lived in Liberty, which is maybe 40 minutes by, and then. They moved, they built this tiny little house, and then they sort of with relatives, and I remember being there as a kid, and then at some point they sold that and bought like a big piece of land in the middle of nowhere, because Carl, my friend's dad, wanted a ranch. Which, oh my God, it was like so much work. So they were like way ahead of their time because they raised us like, you know, meat and like veggies and flowers. Probably when they paid that kind of money 30 years ago, whenever they were they moved there in the '70s. I'm not sure exactly when they did the shoot. I can't remember that one, but they were way ahead of their time. And then a few years ago, Carl got Alzheimer's, and they were in this old house that they had built, which wasn't really good. Yeah, right. So anyway, yeah, now she's in Belfast, and Belfast is like this really nice place now, which in the '70s was like.
What changed the tourist?
I can't remember if it's. I can't remember if it was Bank of America, some corporate. Somebody had their whatever there, and now it's somebody was telling me it's like the nicest place. And it's a very touristy town, you know, and but in the early '70s, it smelled like fish and chips. It was not. You sort of drove through.
They don't have a fishing industry in there.
Oh, well, there's this huge. I could show you photos. I mean, this huge shipyard. Oh, I'm sure they. You know, you can see lobster cages and stuff. I'm sure there is still, but it's. I don't remember what company. I think it was Bank of America. I don't think it's Bank of America. There's some company. That would be. Coat it and just spray it on. One of the places I was supposed to go that I had finally booked because it's the number one place. But then COVID happened. That's I really need to go. But I also I'm gonna be like I want to go so many places, but when I was booked, it's like I have to decide. I'm not going to go to all the places. I have to decide, okay, which is the most, where do I really want to go? I'm not going to travel as much. I realize I'm becoming more of a homebody, even though I never thought that would be the case. So I always thought in retirement, I would be constantly traveling, which I did the first few years. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I want to go to all the national parks, and I thought I'd do that last summer. I'd do some, but they're so crowded, and you can't get the permits. And I know. And we did that the other day, actually, in Maine. I went to Acadia just for a few hours, and to go up Cadillac Mountain, to drive up, you needed a reservation. And I can remember going a few years ago with a different friend. Like at the crack of dawn, we'd go before anybody came, and we left once the hordes were coming. But now you can't go. The ranger said though that it was a few years ago. Somebody had a medical emergency. It was so crowded. The ambulance couldn't get up there, so they started doing time.
It's happening with a lot of public places like that.
You know, going to, we just went to, Glacier National Park. And last year I went to, Mountaineer, and there's no ice there. Like,
I have not been.
Oh, very, very scary.
A lot of places I want to go in the U.S., like Glacier National Park. I mean,
they went to the left, a very short window.
that was what I thought maybe I could do this summer, and I made a mistake because I found the Sierra Club kayaking RV, and there's one spot left, and I didn't do it. And of course, the next time I looked, it's like I realized the places I really want to go have to do nature. It's more like I want to go, you know, ideally like New Zealand and hike some of those great walls. And like Antarctica, I probably really shouldn't do because it's the environment to go, but it's again nature. Yeah.
But I wanted.
Well, I went to Sicily
Oh,
The one I was just talking about in nature, it's Sierra Club trip to the banks.
My oldest dog works like.
You got a backpack through there.
Yeah, so I take it, I watch. They're actually, when I looked at the trip, so there was the kayaking one, and then there was a work trip after. It's now. Yeah, I kind of go with them. Because I'd like to, I don't want to just, I want to go to Denali, but then I didn't, so now it's a moot point. I should have done it, but it was like, I was saying to Diana, I've been so indecisive about anything right now, making decisions about anything. I was like,
A friend of mine, biking group, she's just, it's her personal, and her friend came up, that one. She said, I'm not gonna come through. And they later when she gets done. They don't kill it. So she goes, and this is the trip she went 2 years ago. Yeah. So she take the trip. She's there 2 days on one trip, and she had positive. And they took our trip, was it Mercedes, and take her to the Hilton at the airport, and she, you know.
Stay there.
And where, was this in Alaska?
No, this is in Paris.
Oh my.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah. And like, 8 days. 8 days.
Wow.
So I just,
Wow.
yeah, and then when it gets down
Yeah.
to like.
That's why I did cancel a different trip that I had. That was like, was like, what happens if I get sick? I don't want to be stuck in Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Turkey a few months ago.
You know, the change.
No.
Turkey, yeah,
Okay.
because it didn't want to be associated. That was one story. Just changed the name. Yeah.
This week, really?
Turkey, yeah,
Huh.
with a heel.
Okay. Well, Ergonon is crazy. Everybody I know has been to Turkey, say it's their like favorite place.
Yeah, I that too, and I feel like, oh, I miss that.
Mm.
I don't know. For now.
I go, the trip, you know, ever since you told me that, oh, wait, so this trip is this week, so they do it good.
Is that overseas adventures? No, I haven't.
Yeah, I really.
I
enjoyed
liked it because
Just one
my
time.
wife doesn't want to go.
Not like,
and they
I
have
won't be on
free
West
single
Coast,
supplement.
but-
They do?
Out of the room.
Oh, I didn't realize it.
Yeah, the one I
Somebody
was
should have
on
sent
had
them.
probably
I
half
would
a dozen people traveling. but
Yeah, if you want to go on a trip, I went with Africa. And, we went,
I've
Tanzania.
been on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
I actually, I mean, this is so crazy. I was in Africa February and March of 2020 on a tour. And I was in, I think, 4 countries, and each country I had to fill out paperwork about COVID and walk through, you know, my solution. I came back to SFO, nothing, and we shut down here. And it was like a week, 17th, and I came back, I don't know if it was a week or 5 days before that. And I remember putting on Facebook, can somebody like give me some wipes, you know, and hand sanitizer and maybe some toilet paper, because I've been out of the country and the stores are out. And it was crazy here. I was in all these countries. I was questioned. I came back here, nothing. And it was the one time I didn't have jet lag. And I've traveled and worked overseas. And so I'm running around like I should have been quarantining myself. That last day, I forget how many airports I've been in.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
And thanks
Nice seeing you again, Wally.
It's all right. Later.
And it blows my mind to think, no, I should have been like quarantined for 2 weeks, because I'd been in that last day, I think, 5 airports. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah, in the early days, I guess they didn't have everything in order.
Yeah.
I've taken all my dogs to class. You know, you can check them, I love it with Costco. You can't.
Nap time, Paul?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, pretty beautiful, wasn't it?
Were you down here?
Nice meeting you again. Yes. Have a safe trip.
Guess we should see if the cleanup is going. Are you all done with that plate? And what about that drink? She's a two-handed drinker. I can tell her that.
Yeah, thank you. Or play. My Yuli is like that. Couldn't get it to do anything, not food. That's really hard to get there. No one do it. Yeah. I did for you already. Now when you take a walk. No. I think it was. I do. I have to stick. Right, you hit face of earth. Yeah, you supposed to put your hand inside. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, cool. My back's doing its thing right now. Yeah, I gotta see, I got a pain patch on here. They're really good, actually. Oh, what's that? No, just getting old, man. That's all. That's all. You know. House is beautiful today. Oh yeah, so lucky to know people like this, man. What's that? I'll probably be laying down on my back, taking a few pills. Yeah. It's getting a little worse lately. What's that? Hey, not too much. Yeah, it's working a lot. We're actually in a busy period right now with the spas right now and a lot of new construction. So we're still doing I'm on a lot of job sites lately, working with contractors and designers trying to figure it all out. So I'm running around a lot. And I'm working in our San Rafael store. Yeah, so they usually have me at the Concord store or the San Rafael store, but the San Rafael store mostly.
Yes.
Was that? Oh, San Rafael, our store. Whether I'm at the Concord store or the San Rafael store. San Rafael is like 20 minutes from me, and the Concord store is like 25. Well, yeah, it's like if I'm over in working in San Rafael, I'm going to go to a lot of sites in the Marin area. So yeah, it's Mill Valley and Tiburon and places like that. But you stop at the notification. Excuse me, I'm trying to get these notification things turned off. I thought I turned them all. Yeah, great. Okay, notifications. Off. Notification. Come on. Oh, geez. Come on. Okay, anything else? Hopefully that'll slow them down. Oh, anyway, what do you need? You lost your phone? Okay, let's see. There we go. I can lose my phone so easily. All right. Wait a minute. All right. That's Cindy. Got your phone? Cindy. Where's Cindy? Cindy. 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 You have Paul's phone? At first I was going, who? Somebody stole your phone and they're answering it. No, we were trying to find his phone and I called. And then you answered. I'm going like, that's hilarious. That was hilarious. I was like, who's answering your phone? Not until this out till being a tribute there. I didn't know, about Lynn's sibling. I didn't know she had a younger sister. Well, she's got, Diane tells me she's got 3 siblings. Yeah. Señor. Paul, me voy. Yeah. Right under there. There you go. You too, sir. All right. Thank you.
So much for
Thank
that.
you. Yeah, so I'm hoping they bounce back tonight. Or maybe, who knows, Boston might just be a better team. Yeah. 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 Well, you know, the thing was, they just left them open. I can't believe how many open 3-point shots they gave. Yeah, in the corners especially. They were taking it. They just gave the self to someone, and they were making them. They kept daring them to make them. They said, sure, we'll make them. You know. So that was that. You know. So that was a tough watch that fourth quarter. Yeah, especially when they were up by like 8. I mean, when the Warriors were up by like 13. That's when they should have put the dagger in. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Yeah, that's true. Well, we look at things, you know, I tend to forget someone who's saying on radio. The players look at it differently than we do. Like during that Memphis, the Memphis series, that one game where the Warriors lost like 45 points. You were like, then the next day they come and beat them. Just go play. Give up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We'll beat them in on that. But I don't know. I would like to go to an A's game this year. Part of me just wants to give the middle finger to the ownership. Yeah. I really think the guy, Dave Cavill or whatever his name is, he came in, sounded like a guy who really wanted Oakland to be taken care of. But I think he's more, I joke with people, I say, he's more like Gordon Gekko. He pretty much knew he wanted to just go to LA or whatever. He's just putting on a show. And, you know, whatever the terminal, Howard Terminal or this or that. But it was never, he never really considered it. Yeah. Yeah, bottom line, these guys are business people. And they are going to chase the dollar. Yeah. They can come and smile and do all these things. Yeah. Yeah. Funny, I was just reading I can't think of the guy's name. Warner Brothers or whatever. You know, all these movies come out, they bomb and they don't make money and stuff. The new guy at Warner Brothers, I was reading how he's just coming in. He said, we're not going to be making these movies anymore. These movies. He even pointed out Clint Eastwood. And he says, I love Clint Eastwood. But why are we letting him make a $40 million movie that makes $10 million? And he's just like, he said, the name of the game is not show friends, it's show business. So he's coming in and just gonna decimate and say, you know, yeah. So, who knows? There's a lot of smaller movies we may not get to see because of that. But from a business standpoint, I can't blame him. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's funny we use that term, formulaic, and I watched a thing on HBO, did this thing about movies and the Hollywood formula. Morgan Freeman was one of the people talking about it. And he says, there is no formula. He says, people understand the word formula means you get the same results every time. If there was a Hollywood formula for making movies that make money, more movies would make money, but they flop. You say, oh, that was formulaic. If it was formulaic, it would have made money. Yeah, and I thought about that. I said, you're right. They make these movies, they flop, and then they make a movie like Juno, independent, they buy it up, $6 million to make, and they make $500 million. Then they go, what? You know? So, yeah.
Keep in touch, okay?
See you later. You too. You too. That? Wow. Really? Wow. That's impressive. Wow. Our family. Yeah. Yeah. No. Wow. What an amazing kid. Love it when I hear stuff like that. Yeah. Everything paid. That's great. Who? One of how many? Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they may.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Teddy forgot. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Teddy has
That's, well, you know, it's kind of like I was saying when I met you guys, and I saw you guys were cool with people, and you're lucky enough to be around a group where everybody like you, with Lynn here, and Annie and Steve and Diana, just great people. So a lot of people don't have that. They're surrounded by, like I say, toxic people. And they think that's the way life's supposed to be. It's not. You know, it is not. Yeah. Yeah. I have people, friends, they'll start telling me about, oh, all this toxic stuff coming from these people. And but they constantly hang around them. I said, will you just walk away from that? Because when you get to the point where people complain about it all the time, you actually like being part of the drama. You're not saying it, you're trying to tell me you're not. But if you walk away from it, that's you being part, you know. Yeah. 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 So yeah. 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 Lucky. I've been around toxic people that have had the brains to walk away. Gabrielle wants to steal some of your succulents so she can plant it. Go. Was that?
My cousin.
Yeah, she said she was afraid to ask. You use the tub still? What's that? Oh, I remember. I said, you're using it still?
Stop petting Teddy.
Oh.
Teddy. Show you.
Oh.
I don't.
Yeah. Right now, people buy our tubs. They don't get them for 6 to 9 months. The supply chain right now is just awful. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. There we go. Yes.
I don't think we said hello today.
No. Oh, I saw you. Hello. The rest right below. Oh.
I didn't know something. Yeah. And I went. And then you go get the hunter. I had no idea that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And they get early. Yeah. But
Yes. I never had
they sit down and play. Not a lot. But it's enough to go where it's not a lot. So I would definitely have to.
Today was.
and then the boy dog. Call it a mile.
But the dog safety.
Yeah.
So now you got, you can't do it on the slide, backyard.
Yeah.
So that's good. I mean, they would sit down, but I would definitely get that.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. Like, I'm a fan. But when you told me about that, it's so sad. I'm a coworker. Yes, the dog died. Yeah. There's some argument. Well, there's always the risk of the man feeling sarcoma after tumor or like on the liver. And then large dogs, kind of like what said. Yeah, that is a large dog. And then, but that's why. Yeah. Of course, the hip thing. Oh, you are a big dog. Yeah. He gets old. We don't have to be careful. Now, with the parents, OFA, they. Oh, yeah, they had all the stuff. She has all. We looked at all that.
Yeah, he had Olivia. Then there was one.
Anything, Lisa? I think my homework lesson. You. It's later than.
You're gonna let it play.
And the iPad. Yeah, yeah, of course.